Hi, I'm Julie from Truffles, and this is Alan. Alan is one of our truffle dogs. He's right at the start of his truffling career. He's only 5 months old, but he's a very good boy. He's named after the football player Alan, and hopefully he'll be an equally hard worker. Today we're going to look at first of all, how to clean a truffle, aren't we, Alan? And then we're going to be making a nice creamy pasta sauce with white truffles. Okay, and here's Alan, like, nice and relaxed. He's a very, very good boy. Okay, so first of all, your truffle is always going to be a little bit dirty when you get it. Now, we've said before that this layer of earth will help to keep some of the smells inside the truffle and help to keep the aroma intact. The first thing you should do is just use a brush. Now, don't use a brush which is too hard. You don't want to damage the outer layer. You should never, Alan, peel the outer layer. What do you think of that? The next thing you should do is get it in the water. Now, if it has a lot of mud on, you might need to leave it for a while. Now, this one isn't too dirty, so Alan's got the smell of the truffle there. He's going to really enjoy that. When you're training dogs, obviously you want them to be in contact with the truffle smell as much as possible, and to associate it with rewards. Who's a good boy? Yeah! Okay, so I'm just going to continue in this way until I've got rid of all of the dirt, and then I will hold it under the tap. So here's the finished truffle. You can see, nice and clean. It completely changes colour when it's been washed. Now I would dry it very carefully. Now, the interesting thing about truffles is, you can see the history of the truffle. This truffle here has been scratched by the dog as it was digging it out. Obviously we try to avoid that happening, and dogs are trained not to dig past a certain point, but this one was used for training the dogs, actually for training Alan, and he ended up scratching it, didn't you? Right? So now we're going to go into the kitchen and start making our creamy truffle pasta. Okay, there's not a lot of preparation needed for this dish, so I've just chopped up some mushrooms over there. You can see them in the background, and a clove of garlic. And in addition to that, I've got my cream over here and salt and pepper. And I'm going to add some truffle butter. Okay, so a good glove of olive oil and a knob of butter. Not truffle butter, because you can't cook that at high temperatures, it destroys the taste. That goes on afterwards. And I'm going to add the mushrooms. I'm going to give these mushrooms a nice stir. They're on a fairly high heat. You don't want mushrooms to boil in the juices, so you want to blast them at a fairly high temperature. I'm going to put some salt in as well, a little bit more. There'll be no spices, no herbs with this at all, so you're relying on the salt and the truffle for the flavour. So this should be you should do this fairly quickly, get them nice and brown. And before they start browning, you can throw in your garlic. You finely chop the garlic, so it isn't going to take too long to cook at all. But you definitely don't want to burn it. If you burn it, the whole thing is going to taste disgusting. Now you can see the mushrooms are looking good and they're sizzling nicely, but they're not ready yet. You want them to brown really. When they start browning, that's when all the flavours really come out. And also to have sucked up all this juice that's in the pan. Not quite ready for the garlic yet. Like I said, you don't want the garlic to burn, so let the mushrooms start to get brown first, and then maybe turn the heat down a little bit and stick in the garlic then. Okay, so now we're going to add the garlic. You can see the mushrooms in here, they've like started to colour. So, again, if you think they might be starting to burn, take them off the heat, don't risk it. Okay, once they've had a chance to soften, I'm going to add the cream. Keep on stirring this until the cream like starts to thicken. That'll be, and then once the cream's thickened, I'll take it off the heat and I'll put some of the truffle in. Alright, these are caponti. Usually we would use tagliatelle, but I don't have any today and I'm not in the mood for making pasta, so that's what we're going to use. It'll be fine. Okay, so draining the pasta and catching some of the water in a bowl below. Here's the cooked pasta going into the sauce. I'm putting some truffle butter into the pasta water, which I'm going to it smells very truffly. And as I said, I want to loosen this sauce. I don't want to have too much cream, it makes it, I think, a bit too heavy. So, the water's hot, this melts the truffle butter. The rest of it can go in there. I hope that isn't too runny now, it should be okay. And again, this isn't over the heat. You can't say that enough. You don't cook truffles, you don't cook white truffles, because it spoils the flavour. It's pretty delicate, so it can't stand a high heat. Just this residual heat is enough to bring out the flavour. Okay, so that's looking good. Yeah, you can see the sauce is not too thin. You can tell there, yeah, it's coating everything nicely. Okay, so that's done. So just get a nice forkful of this with plenty of truffle on it. That's the last truffle of the season, so see you next year for more white truffle recipes. We'll be back soon with the tubo bromale is the next one, the muscat truffle, which lends itself to cooking, so there'll be lots of things, lots of more truffle recipes. So, okay, thanks for watching and goodbye.